Good morning. So I know it's a little early for some, but you can always catch the replay if you don't get it this morning. I've got a lot of running to do, so I thought, well, let me make sure I get this done. So I had to make sure I scheduled it and put it in my day. Hopefully the sun is not going to get in the way of you hearing me or distracting, but I love the view of the sun coming in my backyard. So anyway, my name is Jacqueline Pear. It's spelled, it's pronounced like the fruit. It's just spelled very different. And when I thought about sharing my why with you, I realized that it had changed many times over the years that I've been doing this. I've been with Steep Tea, or Sipology, for almost 4 years. It'll be 4 years on the 30th of August, and I have had a fantastic journey so far, and I'm looking for so many more fantastic years ahead and accomplishments. But anyway, to get back to the point, drinking tea for as long as I can remember. As a little girl, my grandmother gave me tea. I drank tea all the time at home. I loved hot tea. I loved flavored tea, and it was just something that I always did. And so drinking tea was not a new concept for me, but the why is. So let me start out by saying that when Sipology found me, I had had the chicken pox at the age of 43, I think it was. I had the chicken pox, and I had a lot of vendor events for another company I was working with at the time. And so I couldn't leave the house because I had to stay in, and it was like 45 days of being in the house, and I knew that it was going to be 45 days of being in the house. So one night with my daughter-in-law, I was sitting down and I was like, I need to make back all this income for what I'm going to miss, let alone it was $100 fee for my next vendor event that I was going to be doing. And now I couldn't do it, and so I needed to make that money back. And I had, like I said, I had several others in the work over the next 45 days that I had paid some fees for, that I needed to make sure that I could pay back our income, because I used our own income to pay those fees in order to do those vendor events in order to make some money. You know how the cycle works. Anyway, so I was sitting up around midnight, and I had remembered that I had some tea in the cabinet, and it was Sipology's tea. Well, at that time it was Steep Tea. I had been buying from a person in Boston, but apparently she had went out of business. She never contacted me. She never said, hey, what can I fill you up? I just kind of got lost out there in the system. So sitting there on the couch at midnight, I was like, I really have to figure out something to do. So my daughter and I talked about it, and she was like, hey, you know what you should do? You should sell tea, because you like it, you enjoy it. It's always been a good comforting cup for you. What else could, it's something fun for you to do. So I said, sure, why not? So I signed up. I got on my computer. I signed up. Did not have an upline. I just signed up under someone. They put me with someone who's a fantastic lady, and I went from her group to just realizing that tea was really a great thing. I did not expect to make a whole lot of money. I just wanted to make what my fees were that I had already put out for this other company that I was doing these vendor events for, to be totally honest with you. I didn't really know what I was looking for. I just wanted to make some money and to pay off some bills, because I knew that was something that I needed to do, being that I was going to be quarantined, which we are all familiar with that term, for at least 45 days. Well, after that 45 days, I got the shingles, and so I was in the house a little bit longer, and so I had a big stretch of time that I needed to replace income for. So anyway, I did a couple Facebook parties online, and I was really shocked that I made all my money back within that. It was 120 days. Okay, it took me 120 days, but I made all my money back from my kit, and I made all the money back from the vendor events that I needed to replace. So I was putting money back in our pocket at home. Now, this is where the why gets complicated. As I said in the beginning, that my why was I needed an income, but I needed to know why that was my why. Does that make sense? So after thinking about that a couple years ago, I realized that it wasn't about the money. I mean, yes, it fixed the need at the time, and it was great, and I really needed to do it, but that was not my total why. Because once the money was there, I continued to want to gravitate toward the people that were there and the energy that was there, the community that was built. And so I realized that being a grandmother of two and a retired military wife, that my life had changed, that I needed a lot of different things. I have 3 amazing kids. My kids are grown. So I was at a different place in my life where I needed to also fill that void. So that became a why. I needed adult relationships. I needed just to be able to talk to someone besides the dog in the house. I had 2 dogs at the time, so I needed more communication than that. Again, Sipology was filling those voids, filling that need. Not until about, I guess it was 2 years ago, give or take, our leadership meeting, did I get really, really sick at our leadership meeting. And this is when I discovered my real why. I got really sick. And like I said, the ladies there, the community that was there, they were all concerned about me. They didn't know me from Adam. I had never met these ladies. I didn't know them. They didn't know anything but my name. And because I had a name tag on, I think, I really wasn't, in my eyes, I wasn't anything special. We know that not to be true, that we are special people. And, but that's how I was feeling at the moment. So in getting sick, and almost having to go to the hospital and things like that, while I was away on a trip with Sipology, these ladies banded together. They came together and they loved on me. They checked on me. They made sure I was okay. They made sure that I didn't need anything. They made sure that I was going to be safe going back home, returning home, making sure that just all of me was okay. So it wasn't about the money that I could bring the company. It was about them caring for me, a real true sisterhood, a real true community, if you will, friends, adults that wanted to have that relationship with me. And I've always been a relationship builder. Like, that is one of the most important things to me, is reaching out to people, checking on them, finding out how they're doing, and just truly asking if I could be a part of their life. And so when I went away to the leadership conference, and these people that I did not know reached out to me, and they felt that void for me. I was like, oh my gosh, this is where I belong. This is my why. Again, though, the why changed, because after I came home, I got really, really sick, still sick, and had to spend some time in the hospital, things like that. And I realized that my tea was, it was helping me get better, if you will. Like, it was the warm tea, it was the quiet time, it was the time away, it was the time I was spending on myself, it was, the amazing line of tea, because we all know that tea has really good health benefits. And so just doing that, I realized that I had something to offer. We have something to offer other people that is just truly amazing. And so I rebranded myself as Tea Can Heal. And I really truly believe that. I share a warm cup of tea. I share the knowledge of tea. I share the benefits of tea. I share my story. I share my life. I'm very open, honest, forthcoming. And I absolutely love Sipology and the founder, and just what our community is based on. I have been with other direct directs, so they truly do love you. You can call anyone, anytime, at any night, and they're going to be there for you. They're not going to be too busy for you or not have time for you, or call me back whenever. They really are there for you. And so the money was there, the relationships were there, the adult talking was there, the healing was there, the self-motivation, and just all around encouragement was there. So that is my why. That is why I do Sipology. That is why I will continue to do Sipology. This is why I want to share my why with other people. People who are looking for the same exact things to share with other people in their lives, whether it be family or friends, or just the stranger on the corner that needs a good listening ear. Just needs to have a warm cup of tea, or even some iced tea. It's all really great way to learn to know each other and build relationships. So again, thank you all for listening to me. It has been a blessed week listening to Colleen tell her why, and then listening to Michelle tell her why, because I don't think that I've heard them, even though we're good friends. I don't think I've really heard their whys, and so it was enlightening to hear them. And I so appreciate them all for doing this group and for us all being together and learning. So I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.